Mashabane, Nzimande, Ngesi, Deputy Minister Mafu, and Kotwa, Premier of KwaZulu-Natal Province, Sihle Zikalala, Executive Mayor of Mgungundlovu, Councillor Tobekile Mapumulo, MECs, mayors and councillors, CEO of the NYDA, and CEO of the Youth Employment Service, and CEO of Harambee Youth Employment Accelerator, leaders of political parties present, leaders of youth formations present, fellow South Africans. I greet you all in the name of Charlotte Macleke, as we remember this very brave and gallant leader under the theme of growing youth employment for an inclusive and transformed society. On this day, 45 years ago, brave young women and men in Soweto and other parts of the country rose up against injustice. Unarmed and in their school uniforms, they came out in their numbers, thousands of them, shouting, "Down with Afrikaans." They were taking a bold, courageous stand against a cruel and unjust system. They were rebelling against Bantu education, which despite its name was no education at all. It was another tool of the apartheid system to keep black South Africans in perpetual servitude. On June 16th and in the days that followed, many young people lost their lives. Others were forced into hiding, and others were forced to leave their motherland and go wandering into many other countries on our continent and abroad. We remember Hector Peterson, Tsietsi Mashinini, Mbuyisa Makubu, Sibongile Mthembu Mkhabela, Murphy Murobe, Zweli Sizani, Seth Mazibuko, and many other heroes of the 1976 uprising. The young South Africans of 1976 spurred both a national and international movement for the struggle against apartheid, and at an international level for the isolation of the apartheid regime. With their actions, they lit a fire of resistance that the racist government of Pretoria could not be able to extinguish, much as they tried to extinguish same with their bullets, their tear gas. They couldn't extinguish it no matter how hard they tried. When many of our leaders were jailed or exiled, it was young people who showed the world that freedom is not given, but it is taken, it is fought for, it is struggled for. We salute them. As a people, we acknowledge that we owe our liberation to the young people of our country and to the many others who sacrificed so we could all be free. Their sacrifices included being incarcerated in jails, apartheid jails, being injured, being maimed, being killed, being driven into exile, and in pain and suffering. South Africa is an infinitely better place than it was in 1976. Those young people changed the course of our country forever. Today, young people have opportunities that were denied to their parents and grandparents, and thanks to their struggles. But we yet know that our challenges today are many, and those are the challenges of the young people today. Nearly 64% of our young people in South Africa are unemployed. This is something no country can afford. Young people are the momentum that drives a country and grows its economy. Young people, historically and all over the world, are a source of innovation and new ideas. They are so because they have energy and talent. Young people are resilient and never give up even when it is difficult. Right now, our economy is suffering from the effects of the coronavirus pandemic, a situation that was already bad has gotten worse. As a country, we are committed and we are putting young people at the center of our national recovery. This is the singular focus of this administration, to ensure that young people are given access to opportunities so they can better themselves, that they can drive change in their communities and contribute to our economy. As government, we are driving a number of initiatives, some of which began before the pandemic. Although we have had to adjust our plans, we will not go back on our commitment to improving the lot of the young people of our country. We launched the Presidential Youth Employment Intervention in February last year, just weeks before the first case of COVID-19 was confirmed in South Africa. The intervention includes a range of priority actions to boost youth employment over the next 5 years. Our goal is to become a country where every young person has a chance, has a place to go, whether in further education and training, in skills development, in work experience, in entrepreneurship, in youth service, or in formal employment. Another initiative from which young people have benefited is the presidential employment stimulus that began in October of last year. The presidential employment stimulus is now the largest public employment program in our country and is the fastest to reach such a large scale. In the education sector alone, 320,000 young people have been placed as education assistants and general assistants in 24,000 public schools across the country. Of these, 65% of them are young women. They are working with our learners and helping to lighten the load of our educators. Our teachers and principals are telling us that this program is making a big difference in our schools. Many of the participants were unemployed before being given this opportunity. Now they are earning a living, enabling them to support themselves and their families, and to purchase goods and services that support local economies. Through the presidential employment stimulus, 50,000 subsistence farmers across the country have received input vouchers, and many of them have used them to transform their economic activities. 60% of these are young people. Beneficiaries can use these vouchers to get inputs like feed, seeds, fertilizers, and other goods they need to produce food, and they are getting ahead. As part of this program, we brought 2,000 young agriculture studies graduates to help with beneficiary verification. For the first time, we now have a database of subsistence farmers in South Africa. We want those farmers to be graduated beyond just being subsistent farmers to being more productive farmers with markets both here and internationally. The presidential employment stimulus has also supported over 10,000 jobs in business process outsourcing, with most of these jobs going to the youth. And our country has been lauded internationally as one of the best business processing centers because our young people have been found to be proficient in dealing with customers of various companies globally. Around 1,800 young people have been given jobs in a number of public works projects, including the Rural Bridges Program. With funding from the stimulus, 1,200 youth-owned micro-enterprises have received support from the National Youth Development Agency. Another successful program that is continuing to create work opportunities for young black South Africans is the Youth Employment Service known as YES. With the support of corporate partners, it has created 55,000 work experiences since its inception, injecting 3.1 billion rand in youth salaries back into the economy. In the coming year, this YES program aims to double this to 100,000 quality work experiences. The Presidential Youth Employment Intervention will build on all these successes to translate potential into opportunity. We are very pleased today to officially launch SA Youth, the National Pathway Management Network. This initiative brings together 8 government departments led by the Department of Employment and Labor to form a network that will support young people to find pathways into the economy. Now this is proof that we are moving ahead to create a more and more capable state capacity by getting government departments to work in an integrated manner, in a cooperative manner, giving more strength to our district development model, which starts at national level and cascades down to provinces and right down to our local government. We have forged strong partnerships with the Harambee Youth Employment Accelerator and other organizations to establish this network that I've been talking about. Through these partnerships, we have developed an online platform called SA Youth Mobi. And I want to make a call to young South Africans to register on SA Youth Mobi, sayouth.mobi. You can create a profile of yourself, view opportunities for learning and earning, and receive support through multiple channels. sayouth.mobi has been zero-rated by all mobile networks so that it can be accessed by young people from anywhere in the country at absolutely no cost. All you need is to have your mobile phone or a computer. But 98% of young people are already getting into it through their phones. This will complement our existing efforts to create physical spaces where young people can go to access information, opportunities, and support. I tested this platform this morning, and it took me just 4 minutes to be registered on it, and no sooner had I tested it, I received a reply. Now, this is progress. Many other processes where young people apply take long for people to get responses, if any at all. It works through an algorithm